Your space, my space, our space, one space love, my space.
Welcome, Chris, to One Space Love podcast. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm really happy I could do this. I haven't really done anything like this before, so this is nice.
You're going to be a pro. Just be yourself.
Oh,
So,
yeah. It's fine.
could you introduce yourself to the community by answering the statement, I am?
I am Sonny Smith. I'm a singer-songwriter from Sydney. And yeah, I've just entered into a new phase as an artist. I've been playing for a large portion of my life, but this is the first kind of solo venture, what I've done. Yeah.
Beautiful. Because I want to go back to being the first solo venture. From memory, we met, it feels like around a year ago. It feels like this time last year you were supporting Declan Kelly around, I think it was Marrickville in Sydney. And
Yep.
Declan invited me to come along. And I saw you support him, and I was just captivated by your performance. And really, you really held your space. And he kept mentioning that it was I think it was one of your first times doing a solo. Was it one of your first solo performances?
Yeah. Was this the Bobby Alou one, or was this in...
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Bobby Alou. I'm sorry. You're absolutely right.
No.
Declan Kelly was in the audience. Yes.
He
Yes.
played drums for Bobby, which he's been doing a bit. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I said from memory a year ago. It's like I have to go back into the memory. No, Bobby invited me, and yes, Declan was on stage playing drums, and Declan mentioned to me that it was a first time for you playing, but you didn't come across like that on the stage at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it was my first kind of solo performance as that sort of artist, but I've been playing in a lot of bands for a long time. So like Kava Kings, and had another band called Yeti Calzone, had another band, and then Caravana Sun recently in the last year and a half, I think now. So yeah, I've been performing for a long time, but it was very different doing that sort of thing. Like takes a lot to get used to that feeling up there by yourself, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the bands that you've just mentioned that you've been touring with, I really want to go into that.
Yeah.
I mean, just to be up in that kind of presence is, takes a lot of energy. But how do you differentiate that to, as you're saying, actually standing in your own power, which you're about to launch Sonny Smith, the solo project, and the new song Ziggy? How was that, standing in your own light and performing?
Yeah, it's pretty weird. It was very weird because I'm not really the most confident person ever. So it was pretty strange when you don't have those people to kind of lean on in that sense, because when you're playing as a group, it's kind of like you're a team, and it's like you're all in this together, and things happen, things go wrong, things are amazing. Yeah, so it was pretty weird standing there in my own kind of world and then trying to create something out of that.
Yeah.
But it was exciting.
Yeah, and I think you did a cover of Homeland and Sea by Trinity Roots. I mean, one of my all-time favorite songs, and your cover was just, I was like, please record this cover. It was so beautiful.
I love that song so much. Yeah. I always play that one because it's really close to my heart. And I know people, if they don't know it either, like they will enjoy that experience because it's such a nice song.
Yeah, it really felt like it was coming from the heart when you performed that. Yeah.
I love that tune.
So let's go now. Where did music begin for you as a passion, and how did you get to then journey to be playing with the Caravana Sun and, the Kava Kings? How did you get there?
Yeah, well, it started from school. So I was in high school playing bass. That was my thing. I was never really a singer or anything else. I did play piano a bit, but it started from bass, and I just started the band, the Kava Kings, was with my brother and a good schoolmate he was in school with too. So it kind of started from there, and I was really young to be like playing in pubs and venues and stuff. I think I was 16, so I used to have to sneak into venues and do that sort of thing. So that's where it kind of started for me. And then we wrote songs with that band, and yeah, it just bloomed from that, really, playing bass and then trying everything else after that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And was there something that began your inspiration to pick up the bass guitar? Was there a person that inspired you? And it sounds like your brother's musical as well.
Yeah. My brother's an amazing songwriter. Yeah, really great. I think it was early on he was learning guitar. And he got a guitar actually from our neighbor who's a Luther, and he's passed away now. He was a really lovely guy, but he made my brother a guitar, and I just thought that was such a special thing. So yeah, and he still has that guitar here. But that kind of inspired me to learn. I did learn piano after that as a kid, and then I thought, I'm like, oh, it's not cool enough at the time, but I regret that. It was cool. Yeah. So I've kind of, yeah, that's where it came from. I think it was my brother, and then the bass guitar was a thing. I actually found a like a little advert on a pole near my school, like a number on the pole, and it ended up being Luke Cara from Caravana Sun.
Well, that's important to mention.
Yeah, so that kind of happened as well, and I learnt bass from him, and he taught me a lot of stuff and a lot of my taste in music for like, I think it was just over 10 years maybe. I think he was teaching me. Yeah, and then we just became mates, and we'd go surfing and do all stuff together. Now we're just friends, which is really strange, but we're old enough now that it's feels so normal.
Yeah.
And so
is that how you transitioned into playing with the Caravana Sun?
Yeah, that's kind of how it transitioned. And I always would go away with them and help them and like kind of roadie and just hang out with them when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of I filled in for a few gigs, and then it just became a thing. It wasn't really spoken about until later, and then it was like, oh, I guess I'm playing for you guys now. And it felt very organic and stuff because we've been good friends for a long time, and it was great. Yeah, it's been a great journey.
And you worked with an incredible producer with the Caravana Sun that works with Cat Empire. Is that right?
I think
that
was just before my time, like literally probably years before. But I do know Shram, and he's done a lot of amazing things with some of my other friends who are also as well. But yeah, so sick. I think they went down to Melbourne for that one.
Mm-hmm. And I'm noticing your T-shirt, Lime Cordiale.
Yeah, that was just a random pick, but yeah.
This is one of the bands that you've supported along the journey as well. Like, tell us about like John Butler, Birds of Tokyo, Beautiful Girls. Tell us about some of these experiences before we go into where you are now.
Yeah, it's weird thinking back about that stuff. But
no.
Yeah, I guess it was back. I remember supporting Lime Cordiale back when it would have been just before they released like an early EP of theirs, but they were quite big at that time, but not at the level they were now. Mm-hmm. It was like they were really big in Sydney and doing their thing like that. But we supported them at the Factory at this festival, and we played before them. And it was just a really great time. It was an awesome time. And then also at Wollombi Festival a few years later, out in the national park, which was a funny time. I think they played at like 3 a.m. or some ridiculous hour. And it was like 2 degrees, and we're just watching them in the crowd. So we've had some good times with them. Yeah. And then all those other artists, John Butler, that was at Caloundra Music Festival, and we got to hang out with him and have a good time. And Yeah, he was such a nice person. And Mama Kin as well was there
yeah.
playing. So we had a good like chat to all of them, which is super lovely. Yeah. Yeah. And Beautiful Girls, I can't really remember the Beautiful Girls. That was with, it was the Beautiful Girls, and then Bobby Alou was supporting. And that's when I first met Bobby Alou with the Kava Kings when we were playing. So we were playing first, and then it was Bobby Alou and Paulie B playing, and then and then the Beautiful Girls, which was sick. I think we did a CD swap with Bobby, and he gave us his second album. I think it was Take It Slow. That album, he gave us that, and we gave him our EP, which had like 4 songs on it. So it was pretty uneven share there, but I still have that album. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been quite a lot of gigs now thinking about it. Yeah.
And a lot of touring internationally, like you would have been, were you part of those international tours with those bands? And
with Caravana and Kava.
Yes.
Yeah, we did a 2 European tour, 2 tours, 2 years in a row. I think it was, I can't remember now. 2014, 2016 maybe.
Okay.
Or 2016, 2017. I don't know. But yeah, we went with Kava, and we spent our time all over Europe in the Netherlands, Germany, Austria, made our way to the UK, and we spent a lot of time in Italy, which was really cool because a lot of us had never been over there anyway. So it's really nice to kind of do a bit of holidaying as well as playing gigs, playing some random gigs in Italy, which was, interesting. But I also met up with the Caravana guys after that and played some synth for them, which was really exciting. I think it was the second year we went, and they did some really big shows with La Brass Banda, which is this German band that they toured with over there, and just heaps of club shows. So I ended up being in Europe for like 3.5 months on one of the legs. I was pretty ready to come home.
And I can imagine. And is this when you were still in school, or had you finished school then?
I was finished school, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fully.
Yes, I was going to say, how do your parents with all of this?
They would not be cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's breathe it in and tell me now, how are you bringing to life the project Sunny Smith? Where did that come from? Like, what drew you to step into that now?
It was kind of a bit of a leap where I had a few songs that you're always kind of writing sometimes when you're an artist, you're just doing your thing. But I just thought it's very different to what would be suited for the bands I was in at the time. So I was like, I just messaged Declan Kelly, and I thought it would be sick to have him drum on these songs. And because I've played gigs with him for years and years, and he was a good friend of mine. So I just thought, like, why not get my favorite drummer ever to play on these tunes? And then it ended up, he was like, well, why don't I help you like songwrite and produce these tunes? So we ended up going to his studio in Surrey Hills.
Yes.
And it just kind of happened. We just wrote a song. I showed him a song and he helped me with it, and then ended up doing like a whole heap. I think we ended up with like now maybe 9 songs or something like that. And it's been over a course of a while. But it's been sick. And such a strange thing to happen, but it just like organically happened, and I was really happy that he was willing to help me. And it's been great. And that's kind of what it how it bloomed a bit with that. Yeah.
And tell me about the songwriting, like where do you draw upon this, and how do you get into the space to let the songs come through?
Yeah. With that, it's kind of hard. I feel like once I have a solid topic to talk about, or even like an experience that has been interesting or usually quite like melancholy and sadder songs are easier to write for me, and I'm sure it is for a lot of people I've heard. But yeah, usually it's from a place of like maybe there's a bit of anxious energy and sadness, but I just direct that into writing or music, and that kind of really can help me understand those feelings most of the time.
Let's just say that again, because it's that is such an important point that you've just reflected on there. I don't know if you've even reflected on that before, but it's like you literally are transmuting that anxiety emotion into your art.
Yeah, I didn't even realize I was doing it, to be honest. But it was a very freeing kind of feeling doing that. And you don't, it's like one of those things you don't realize how much you need it until you've done something like that. You just like, I rely a lot on that, even just for my own
mental health.
Mental health. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, a lot of the songs are written like that, but yeah, a lot of the songs, which is funny, but it's I'm not particularly a sad person, but everyone has those moments, so it's good to have that avenue.
Yes. That outlet. I mean, some people meditate, some people do yoga, some people are sportsmen, and this is your form of expression and release.
Yeah.
And I'm loving your studio. Is this your space where you create?
Yeah. I love it as well. It's sick.
Yeah. The plants are a great addition.
Plants are a big part of the energy.
Yeah.
But I just kind of, this is where I do a lot of my writing and production stuff. I usually do a lot of the production stuff and then bring a full song in to Declan or whatever. But there's a lot of gear in here and a lot of stuff I use for touring, like this keyboard and rack unit and an old tape machine that I got not long ago, which is really beautiful.
I love that tape machine. Yeah.
Tape warmth and stuff. But yeah, I think it's really good to surround yourself in that. This is in my bedroom as well. So it's like literally I wake up and then start listening to music or making music. So it's really lovely to have a space like this. Yeah.
It's your space.
Yeah.
Tell me about your love for plants.
Yeah, well, it's a big love. I had too many in here at one point and it got a bit like dank and not nice. So I had to move them around the house. But yeah, I think it's really good in a creative zone to have plants as well and stuff growing and changing constantly because or else you're just in a box. But if you have something really nice happening in the meantime when you're working, it's nice. But yeah, it gets to get a bit
reminds you of change.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, it's great.
When you talk about Declan coming in as a mentor and working with you at this time, when you described one of the songs I think it was Ziggy actually, it came through you in one take. So let's just give him a little bit of a highlight. How is it working with Declan and that experience of you two, letting your baby, handing it over and sharing that with him?
Yeah, it's a weird experience being like completely transparent with someone like that and just letting them know where that song comes from as well. But it was beautiful. It was awesome. I kind of brought the song in pretty close to done, but there wasn't a second verse and there was a few elements that weren't fully there, but we knew there was something like special even before we started working on it. And then I always wanted to have a song that had like a really constant drum beat and it just didn't really change, like kind of like Kurt Weill or Neil Young-esque sort of music that would just, have that sort of music you can put on and just listen to in the background and just, enjoy, whether it's loud or soft or whatever. Like I just like that sort of music. So he laid down that drum beat, and I was just at the desk, like at the control desk, pressing play. So he laid it down as like a guide track so I could play over it and lay everything else down. And he just played it, and I was just looking at him like near the end of the song and being like, I was playing the song in my head. I'm like, yeah, and then clicked, and then just gave him a hand, and then we ended it. And that ended up being the actual take of the song, which is really weird.
Very rare and incredible. Yeah.
It's so weird. We were kind of like listening to it, and then once we had all the other layers on top, we're just frothing so much on the feeling of that beat. And we're just like, why change something that's already good?
Yeah.
And that's something he's really amazing at, is getting those magic moments, especially on his core instrument, which is drums. He can really find that pocket and that groove that's quite rare to get, I think, these days with some drummers. But it's really nice to have someone who's so
in tune
with that. And we were really like in tune with each other, which is really great.
Thank you for saying that, because I think that's where the magic happens, is when you're both in alignment with each other. And I know I'm using these words, but it really is important, and we bring this to our awareness now in this time, because when two creative artists are in this alignment, it can flow a lot easier with the letting it all out and the music coming out. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Tell me about Ziggy, because I've got my own feeling of what it's about, and that's the magic of songs. You can take on, your own interpretation. Was that personal experience that you draw that from? Is Ziggy, like, tell us about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's open to knowing, but it is a song kind of about it's about the future, and it's about having a child. Obviously, I don't have a child at the moment.
Okay, well, I was just checking because I didn't think so.
Yeah, I don't have a child, but it is about that, and having that, I guess, love for someone who it doesn't actually exist yet, but it's like, it's kind of all about those, looking forward to those moments with that person, with that kid, which is a really beautiful thing, even though it hasn't even happened. Okay,
well, I need to ask you if it's okay, because I have 3 boys and a daughter, and one of my sons is older, and so you haven't had a child yet. You were able to draw upon that feeling. What do you think was within you that inspired you to bring that song through? Because it resonated to me, that has had children, and I could feel it within me, that anticipation of bringing that soul in and calling. Because especially when I had the twins, I could feel their energy so strong within me, their little spirits, So you can really feel that Ziggy has a presence in this song. What did you draw upon to bring that song through? If you're okay to share that.
Yeah, totally. It's such a strange thing. I think I reached a point in my life where I was like, when I was younger, I'd never really thought about it, about having children, and just, you're kind of a bit self-centered in those early days of your life. But I reached a point where I was like, I don't know, just growing up as a kid and like having my parents around, I just knew there's such a strong connection between us, and I just was kind of yearning for that feeling a lot. And that's where it kind of came from. It's a lot from my parents, and like they were really amazing parents, and still are. So it's just like something that I want to experience as well, and to pass on all that love and nice things in life. And it's all about having those experiences with that person and all the different layers that includes. Yeah.
Because there's a video that goes with the song and there's imagery of childhood in there. So I also interpreted it that you were talking about your parents birthing you, like almost your childhood, and how much they envisioned and the joy they felt and the love they felt that they've brought you up with. I felt that energy through that song.
Yeah, definitely. I always feel that even when I play it or listen to it as well. And yeah, it was all that old VHS footage of my brother and I and my cousins, and there was really nice footage of my my grandparents at the start, which is one of those things every time I see it I get really emotional. But yeah, it definitely like also comes from that angle.
Okay.
Just from all directions kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I want to ask from here, because a lot of the artists that I interview, they've experienced, divorced parents or a loss, and that helps them break open to share that vulnerable space and that heart. Was there any life experience that you feel that happened to you that helped you push you over the edge to be expressing yourself?
Yeah, I think like my grandpa passing was pretty hard. Yeah. At the start of the video, that was my my pop who was on the right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like obviously for my whole family, but he had motor neuron, which is really hard to watch someone go through that. And I think I have experienced that sort of loss a lot in my life already, but to see that kind of level of it was really eye-opening and really emotional. But it I think with him, he always loved when we performed, my brother and I, and we'd always play music for him. Even when he was in the nursing home, we'd play music to everyone there. And yeah, I think it kind of pushed me to do it more, because I knew there was something special in music in whatever way it was played or performed or whatever we were doing. It was helping someone and also like making us happy too.
Thank you for sharing that, because I know that wasn't easy. I felt that there was something there to share. And I think that just you mentioning that you recognize within the playing the music, the gift that you're giving, but also you're receiving.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing and amazing thing. I don't think it happens a lot in the world. That's why I think people connect so much with music. It's just such a beautiful thing.
It's our language of love. And love, I mean love of everything, Yeah. Well, when are we launching? There's an actual launch of the single December, what date?
16th.
16th.
16th of December, yes. Which is in Cronulla at the Brass Monkey. And yeah, it'll actually be sick because this isn't a solo show. I'll have a whole band, which is it kind of calls for that. And really lucky to get Declan Kelly on drums, and he's going to be singing a bit. And my good friend James Smithers, who's also the drummer of Caravana Sun, he's playing not drums. He's playing.
What is he playing?
Playing keys and he's playing piano and synth and stuff, which he's amazing at. So that's a really, really cool experience for him to kind of jump into that, and I'm excited for him. And then another friend of mine, Budo, who is playing guitar, and he's in a band called Doko, a really awesome Sydney indie rock band. Yeah, and then there's Lockie, who's playing bass, and he lives down in Wollongong, and I've only met him the other day, but he came to the rehearsal and he was really good. So we got a full band, which is really weird, but I'm pumped. Yeah.
It's not weird. It's incredible full circle for you. It sounds like you've had such a journey, and these people are here standing by you, supporting you. That's it's exciting.
Yeah, it is. And I'm like not used to, I don't know, I'm used to supporting other people. I obviously like love performing and stuff like that, but I'm used to having that role. So it's really cool when people are learning your songs and adapting them and doing their thing with them. It's just such a fun thing to be able to do, and I'm really pumped for it. So this will be the first time we've done it together. So we've only had one rehearsal, so it should be fun.
It will be magic.
Yeah.
And it is about like stepping in and actually being the master of the ship rather than being part of the crew. Like you're actually now stepping in to be the master of the ship.
Yeah, it's such a weird crossover. Like I've been playing a lot with Caravana and just playing keys and doing my thing, and that's really fun. But it's like when you hit the stage and you're a bit more of a focus than like maybe other people, it's just such a more nerve-wracking experience, but it's really cool. I'm ready for this like next little stage.
Yes, that's what I want you to say.
I want to do it more. It's just like getting that confidence. Yeah.
And how have you found this experience with all your, supporting of the touring all around the world would have all come to a standstill? I think if I read it right, the Caravana Sun were about to go on a big tour when all this happened, and they had to all go to standstill, and I think they release Charlie, was it called, the song? Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That was the first song I did with them, actually. Yeah.
Okay. So how you've been busy during this experience.
Yes. Very busy. Yeah. But yeah, it's obviously strange for everyone, but like, we were just about to go away to Europe for a few months and do our thing. And it was like it was so weird because we had like all these new songs on the horizon and it was looking really up. We came off like a really big tour in WA and we played Nanup and did some really sick shows, and then it just after that it was just like nothing. And it made everyone think a lot, and everyone in the band had their own battles with it. But personally, I was cool. I was all right. I was writing heaps of music and just focusing my energy on that. And I feel like I was lucky to be in the position I was, to be like still have work and to be able to write music here.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you have a day job that balances out your music passion?
Yeah, actually I tutor. I do guitar lessons, bass lessons, and piano. So
beautiful.
Yeah, it's quite a few things. And I also work occasionally at the bowling club, at a few bowling clubs all over where I am. It's pretty different actually, like cutting grass. But I actually really enjoy it. I like doing stuff that's like different to music.
Well, cutting grass, you're around your greenery.
Yeah, it's just really nice. It's just during this weather, it's horrible. I'm actually working tomorrow morning and I'm hoping it's not too hot because it's really hectic.
Yeah.
But I enjoy that a lot. Yeah.
Beautiful. I will share all the links and we will share the event and the clip to Ziggy. And I'm hoping to be at the show to support you as well. It'd be wonderful to come along. Can you share a live song with us? Do you want to share a little snippet of Ziggy, or what do you feel to share?
Yeah, whatever you want. I can play this whole song if you want, or whatever you want. I'm all good.
Play Homeland and Sea. No, play Ziggy.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much ready. I just need to do something.
Okay.
Put some liquid confidence on my voice. There we go. Can you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Great. can't find the Zoom meeting now. Oh, there we go.
Mhm.
Cool. Yeah, I'll play Ziggy. I think that really.
No,
suits.
it was a little in joke with us.
Okay.
Ziggy, can't wait to see your face with a smile that gives me faith. Everything will be okay. I'm sorry that we haven't ever met. I know we'll get along. I'll just sit and wait. Until then, we'll plant the seed. I see us by the ocean. If you're anything like me, we'll take these moments. And I believe in love before the day it comes. Ziggy, you're painted in my mind. You'll be one of a kind, something no one else will find. Dissipating for you to arrive, to see the world through your eyes, with nothing left to surprise. I see us by the ocean. If you're anything like me, we'll take these moments. And I believe in love before the day it comes. And I will wait forever for you. And I will wait forever. It's true. Oh, Ziggy, my heart. Ziggy, my heart.
Sweet.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's just, yeah, I got a little bit teary. I believe in love. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Can really feel it. I wish you all the best with the release of Sonny Smith, because it's really your truth, and it's inspiring to witness.
Thank you so much. Thank you for doing this, and I really appreciate all your kindness and all your everything you're doing. So thank you.
I loved having you on One Space Love podcast. Thank you for today.
Thank you so much.
I just sit and wait until then.